These are the latest epics basically we got. I mean, the first pack was Stoichkov, Cassie, and Inzaghi. I would say Cassie, yeah, good, but short for eFootball. The second pack, Raul, Xavi, Puyol. Unless you're a fan for nostalgia, Xavi could be fun. Puyol is a bit too short. I think the most recent packs I went to, really, I didn't go for them because they're OP and stuff. Usually when I rate players, I put them into tiers, not tier good, tier great. Like whether these players are good for you to use in Div 1. And I think from this list here, I would say Zico if you're a great dribbler. Donadoni, depending on your formation. Rui Costa was great for me personally, but I'm not a meta player. Maldini was 100% worth it. Mateos, if you have a box-to-box, no, I think we reviewed that. Scholes, Veron, these guys, like, maybe if you have a free team and you get lucky, you get these guys. I don't rate Veron or Scholes to be like, if I put them in a tier, like if you're playing in Div 1, right? Even though you're not gonna get matched against top 100 guys all the time, but they will give you a slight disadvantage. Peracek, absolute game changer, unless you have the previous one. Makelele, solid. Gareth Bale, wouldn't say he's a meta in the terms of using him as a SS with a front three, to be honest. Ronaldo's just been fun. Gerrard, definitely not your starting player when you have better options. I mean, in most matches, Kante would do a better job. Beckham, definitely not a top tier Division 1 type of player to use. When it comes to here, 100% top tier Div 1 player. Yes, I would say so for him as well. Palmer, nope. Him, could be. Him, if you're a good dribbler, you like dribbling, yes, so is him. Haaland, maybe in matches when you need to put on a big guy. Romario, for those who like to dribble and a very rare fox in the box, 100% worth it. This guy, I think, is more interesting with the edge crossing. You see in everybody's team most of the time because his free card is pretty solid. Platini, I would say, absolute game changer. But if you don't dribble, twist and turn and not necessarily dribbling. Same thing goes with Baggio. When it comes to Division 1 tier players, I would say so. Totti, depends. I mean, he's my favorite player. I use him regardless. Bellingham, 100% Division 1 tier player. Mbappe, Div 1 tier player. What's his name? Valverde, 100%. I don't see much difference between his card and standard one, in a sense. I mean, yeah, a couple of digits are different. Vinicius, 100%. Maradona. I think at this point, the players who I don't think are good enough to be Division 1 tier players, from this view, I would say probably not David Villa. Yes, you see sometimes like guys in top 10 using him and so on. I guess they got bored as well. From this list here, Saviola's a little bit underwhelming. I mean, when I use him, I keep my distance. I know he's a short guy, but definitely doesn't seem to be as fast as I expect him to be. I think Albertini's underrated. People always pick Pirlo over him. He's a bit too short, otherwise solid fullback really if you use him as a right back. I'm having so much fun using this card. Obviously when you put him in a squad, most status will be 90. Ambrosini, I would say underrated as well. This guy is not even a defender, to be honest. He's like as good dribbler as Messi in a way, depending on how I train him. Hoynes, I would say 100% underrated in a way. I don't see in many people's squad. Leao is just broken, to be fair. But the rest of them, I mean, right now, near the end of eFootball 24, out of 5,000 players, I have like 100 left, really. I could say, all right, maybe 5,000 is too much, but I don't think I missed out on any packs apart from recent ones. So I would say at least 3,000 players, 100%. I left the finest and the best. This is the oldest card I've had, and it's like a souvenir. Not sure about this Mbappe. I mean, the recent masked one was as good as this one, just permanent B. I would say Musiala's a top tier Div 1 player as well, man. But most people, when they don't dribble much, they can't take advantage of players like that. Most people just like to turn and shield and go. So this was just a quick walkthrough about the players that I've got. 99 players basically. I kept the ones that I personally like and the best options in the game. So when eFootball 25, well, basically the game is not going to be called eFootball 25. It will just be like eFootball from now on. But yeah, we'll get into that. See what day one is going to be like with eFootball 25. But this was a quick walkthrough. I think most of you guys wanted to see it. If you guys are interested here or on YouTube, we can make a squad about the best of eFootball. I mean, it could be two tiers really. The best players on eFootball or my favorite players. I think if it was my favorite players, I would say more than half of them are not meta, in a sense. But let's dive into the match. First thing first, I wanna I'll give you an example. In Division 1, me using Raul here, it's a little bit of a disadvantage. I'm not saying he's terrible, I'm not saying it's a terrible card. I think for most people who doesn't have epics or Raul is your favorite player, you probably will make him work. But against really good players, you need players that can be turn fast. If he doesn't run fast, at least turning fast, it's a big disadvantage. Because a lot of time you're just trying to beat the transition and opposition's reaction. Same thing, otherwise Inzaghi and Raul, they're like the masters of final touch. Like if I was to just play for spam and tap-ins like real life football, Inzaghi and Raul, they're the best final touch tap-in scorers, really. I would normally prefer to give Inzaghi a little bit more dribbling, but I felt no difference from type position 88. Maybe with 88 a little bit. Can't tell really. Gotta use him a bit more. I have him like this. I think if I use him as a middle striker, 88 finishing is okay. I think I'm happy with that. But a lot of time I use him as a side striker, not the middle one. So this is why I have him and I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, he's got phenomenal finishing, so in a sense should be alright. I think in my opinion, it really depends. Do you want a player to be fast off the ball or faster within the ball? If you want a player to be as fast with the ball, then you have to make sure dribbling and speed matches. At least matches, not much of a difference. If you want a player just to be fast off the ball, getting behind that through ball, getting behind defense, then I would say speed acceleration similar value. At least in my experiments. That's Sabrina Thiago. Good to see you before Christ. Maldini.